Hey everybody, it's Thursday. It means it's time for your Thursday Thought. And my thought for you today is kind of around appreciation. And is it real? And what I mean by that is obviously in Colorado Springs over the last, and really across the nation, but in Colorado Springs in particular, we've seen some crazy appreciation jumps, right? I did a video the end of Q1 saying that our market Q1 2020 versus Q1 2021 had appreciated 18.4% in the single family market on average and 17.4% in the townhome condo market. And so that's a lot of appreciation, And so the question is, people always ask, is now a good time to buy? And what they're really asking is the appreciation going to hold out, or is there going to be a dip in the market? And the answer I always provide is I don't know. And no one really does. No one has a crystal ball. But when you kind of hone in on the appreciation, there's a couple of things to kind of think about. One, our inventory is still so low and our demand is still so high that barring something drastic happening, I think we're going to continue to see some appreciation over the next 12 and 24 months. I don't know, how much or how long this bull run is going to continue. And then when we do see the market shift, because it always does, what will be the reset in appreciation? I mean, what will be your loss? And kind of like my reference to a bullish run, it's always good to remember that the housing market is a market like any other market, and it has its ups and downs. And so, if we experience 10% more appreciation over the next 12 months, and let's say it slows down, we only experience 5% over the next 12 months because builders are building, demand's a little less, maybe interest rates go up a little bit, we see some pullback. And then so you've experienced 15% appreciation over the next 24 months, and then the market shifts. Something happens, interest rates go up, inventory balances off, and it becomes maybe a buyer's market for a couple of years. And over that couple of years, you lose 5%, 10%, maybe even 15%. And you're back to where you started from. And so there's a couple of things to kind of keep in mind. One is that only two times in U.S. housing history, for the past 150 years, say, has our housing market lost value over a 3-year period of time. And that was in the Great Depression and the Great Recession. And so ultimately, if you buy your house today and you ride a wave up for 2 years, 10-15% appreciation, and then over the next couple of years, it loses what you've gained. At any given 3-year cycle, you're about balanced or a little higher. Our market over the course of 3 years, nationally speaking, has never lost money except for those 2 times, the Great Depression and the Great Recession. So real estate's still a good investment if you can ride out the waves. And again, just like the market, you only lose when you sell. And so ultimately, to answer the question I posed at the beginning, is appreciation real? It is, yes. Do people sometimes lose in their housing market game? Yes. There's costs associated with selling, there's costs associated with buying, but the housing market as a whole has been a great place for people to put money. It's a great place to invest. It certainly beats renting. And like I said, you only lose when you lose when you sell low. And so if you can ride out some of the waves, then real estate is always a good investment, and the appreciation is good and true. So ultimately, buy a piece of something that's going to last, i.e. real estate. And so that's my thought on you. So yes, now is a good time to buy, is ultimately my message. Will you maybe experience a dip? Quite possibly. And if you can ride through it, if you plan to be here for 3, 4, 5 years in the Springs area, then I think that you will benefit in the end. Don't have a crystal ball, but that's my take. Thanks everyone for tuning in to this week's Thursday Thought, and we'll catch you next week on next week's Thursday Thought. Ciao.